General Secretary ka Meghalaya Pradesh Congress Committee uba Manuel Badwar ulapan pau ya kajing sokia halor kajing yo kerdan ka bahatrai do ke Jylla Meghalaya ha ka Puthi lengba ka Performance Grading Index PGI ha kari berokawai. Habakran ni kilat patai kubor uba Manuel Badwar ula kedo ba ketenat Puthi kedai ke kam ba ke Sorkar Jylla ba ke Sorkar Pedang kedai bene trailang. Bat omdai ke basyushan ya teli klem pensyongnya ha ke Sorkar Pedang. Ulapan pau bawa laga Meghalaya ke penelut kambun ke pisah hak Puthi lada ya nujor bat ke GDP ke Jylla penban kani ke jing penelut pisah kam syamla ban penmi ya ke jing seisok ke babiang. Nomor ke jing mamla ke Sorkar Jylla ban penyak renti ki kam bat ki thong ki balamang. Habis itu shosho halor ke jing ke bakang lat ya ke bah kemiat ke Puthi. Uba Manuel Badwar ule tu bakino hikayah ke Jylla kimat ya ke jing sya bensyat pelat buon ki kam. Ha ka bay bat ki babon ki iki ai. Kabala penlong yaki ban klet no yaki kam ki bagi de ban plet jengmut kum ha ka kam hikai. Namar baki ni ki bagi kam ki la kta yaki. Ha ka jaka bakin don baki kena Pule. Haba pai pat cha ka jengkran ke Sorkar balami no menteri rang ba ke Jylla konrat kongkal sangma ban penbiang kloy ya ke kerdan PGI. Unong yalam ke Kongres ula kentat ya ke jing pengentiu ke Jinghiar ya ke CM guidebook. Ula keno ba kejeng a Jinghiar palat daga basyam hadu ndropo nak sispa ke Kitkhlieh nak ni kakot ke penduna bat pentelot ya ke jingmut jing perkat jing kena. Bat ke pendeko ru ya ke rukom minot bagi jing trishtom ki kena Pule. Namar ke jing pensuk palat ya ke eksamen. Uba Manuel Badwar ula kedauru bawa la kini ki kot yarap ya bagi Sorkar ketemu ban kentio ya ke jing pas penman ke jing pas ki kena kelas 10 ke Jylla kadang sa atang hapdeng san pun riau nesan pun nyau nak sispa. Bat kalong ke bas ngau thamula ban kermen bagani gajing pas kalak ban kiep kensan syaka kendai pau nak sispa apo sisnam lada omla ban penbed ya ke Puthi ulong bagani kan wan rak syusyu ya ki ki jing kta.
The problem with the state government here is basically we are living in a notion that we have to keep on depending, the education system has to be dependent on the center. Even though, yes, as per the spending, in proportion to the GDP, we're not as bad as what the center is doing. We're doing far better, but it does not translate to actually results, right? So why it's not translating to results? I think it's because the government itself, in most of the time, in most of the cases, is not really focusing on what is required to be focused upon. There's a lot of opportunity which is being wasted. When I go around and I speak to many people from the teaching staff and who run schools and so on and so forth, most of the teachers do tell me, and it's a common knowledge here that everybody knows, that most of the teachers are burdened with so many other work rather than teaching itself. Yeah, right? So when you burden with so many administrative work just because the government wants certain data, and those data keeps on changing every week or so, it just shows that everybody is in a what we call as running helter skelter, right? You're like a chicken with no head, and you're running from pillar to post, and you're not going to reach anywhere. And if you have an education system which is like that, and you have the teaching staff which exactly is not being guided in the proper manner, then obviously education is suffering and will continue to suffer. I think the government has to put its foot down. We all know that the center itself is not concerned about the education system, whether it's in the state or in the country as a whole. But the state has to put its foot down and work on what it feels is a priority. Because this has nothing to do with politics. This has everything to do with the future of this country, the future of the state. And we cannot afford to keep on being like this, right? So when we're being rated as one of the worst, please remember one thing. It's not necessary. It could be also a government agenda, right? Because the BJP as such per se does not like minority run institutions, correct? And the minority run institutions in the state is doing fairly well, if you ask me. Yes, from the government's perspective, we are failing in many other parameters. So we have to strike that balance. And I think the government of the state knows a lot better than me, and they have a lot more data than me. So I think there are low hanging fruits which has to be plucked as fast as possible. And we just hope that they plug it as fast as possible, because we can't just keep on having lip services, right? Because I think we've heard lip services for the past 3, 4 years now. And it's getting just worse as the years pass by.
Here you have a chief minister saying that that the government is very serious, is intent on improving the PGI score of the state. Now you have to look at the PGI scoring parameters. Apart from your infrastructure, there's a lot of points being given to your learning outcomes.
Learning outcomes is
Right. So for me, it's very simple. As long as the state government promotes the CM guidebook, not just only for the students, but also for the teachers. That's what I've heard, I can guarantee you that the learning outcomes, they're not going to improve. Simple as that. I think it's basic common sense. So yes, political rhetoric, political statements can be made every now and then, but the heart of the matter is in what you actually do, right? So for me, I don't see any scope of improvement as far as the PGI score is concerned. Because as long as you spoon feed students, as long as you have a guidebook that where 60% of the exam questions come from that guidebook, learning outcomes will never improve. I can give it to you in writing here. To jump from 56% to 90% in 1 year. I mean, I don't have to answer the question. I think you know the answer to that question.